Hello, all. Welcome back to Melanin Madam. Tonight, make sure you like, subscribe, and share the live. Let me teach you a lesson. Actually, let's have a toast before we get started. So, tonight we're going to toast you showing up for yourself. I love everybody that comes to my show, and I love everybody that shows up. But this is a good lesson, right? The show must go on. Sometimes you got to go and hope the others catch up, because if they don't, you always got to show up for yourself. All that ain't nobody ever there for me and all that other shit. Your job don't care, nor do we. So let's get started. Tonight's topic is going to be about these thirst traps, right? So if it's a thirst trap, are you accountable for signing up for the thirst trap? So let's take a look at something before we get started with my commentary, and then we will go from there. And this first clip, actually, I'll start with the hot topic. This first clip is going to be the hot topic. So I want to see how you feel about this. And this is from 𝒂𝒐𝒏𝒆 Live. So shout out to 𝒂𝒐𝒏𝒆 and make sure that you follow her if you choose to. She has some good content. So let's take a look for one of her interviews.
A man come in here and hit you, they're going to call it, a domestic dispute. Where a man come in here and say, oh, you're a faggot and he just hit me in my face, that's a hate crime. And a hate crime here in California and other states is 10 years mandatory. If you go get your baby daddy, sister, brother, cousin to fight me and he hit me, even if I drop the charges, the state is going to pick it up. Because you know why? Just in the month of October, 5 trans women has been murdered.
I get all of that you're saying, and I don't think it's right that anybody is a victim of any type of hate crime. Mm-hmm. And so this is how I work. I'm kind of straight across the board. Mm-hmm. If a man come in here put his hands on you, it's a hate crime.
Yes.
A man come and put his hands on me, it's a domestic crime. So yes. I'm thinking, I give my life to give life every day. Why is it that?
And my sisters give their life just to even walk on the earth, and they get killed and get shot and ran over and stabbed up and drugged up.
And that is fucked up across the board. However, why is it that they're making trans lives more important than female lives? Why if a man come in and hit you and get 10 years, he come in and get me and can get out the next day?
Because
why don't we have the protection that we need? And you would think that the trans women would want to join us in helping us to establish. Because it's like, as women, we feel like not only are men misogynistic against us, and then we have the trans women, trans men, y'all have more rights. As women, we're getting trampled on every which way.
You know why?
And people get to pick and choose what's serious when it comes to us and what's not.
You know why?
Why is that?
Because y'all made it like that. Y'all made it to where y'all made it so uncomfortable for a man to live in his skin. And if it's one bad decision or a text message or you just seen him a picture, anything that makes him suspicious of liking trans or being in the LGBT community, y'all bash him. And when y'all bash him, we get the repercussion of what y'all say.
So let me tell you, okay, on the show that 𝒂𝒐𝒏𝒆 did with, I don't know if the person calls himself male or female, but on the show, she hosted the reunion, right? While she's hosting the reunion, that's clearly male body. He tried to fight her. Security had to pull him off, do all of these things. And when security went to grab that person, you don't have a right to put your hands on me, this and that, right? But he went up on the stage to fight her. It's some things that people set themselves up for. Let me tell you why. It is a certain caliber of people. We've been talking about Cassie. Jamie Foxx has charges. He's fighting his. Aaron Hall, all of these people, right? But I would beg to say that because this is the, what do they call it? Money bag, cash grab, money grab. Wouldn't you stay away from certain things? I just would, right? So for me, now hearing that, that put me in a whole different mindset as far as the violence part. We're going to break this down. For the violence part, notice he's already setting, the person is already saying, you're going to set yourself up if you come for me at all. If I try to fight you as a woman and you send males to come and fight me to protect you because I shouldn't have been jumping on you because I'm a male body physique, it's automatic 10 years. Because you came to fight me because I am trans or whatever, it's automatic 10 years. But to her point, for women, every day is domestic violence. And those things, the person gets let right out of jail. Both parties can go to jail. All of those things. But off the top, for a male physique fighting a male physique is automatically trans if I yell out something. But you can yell out bitch to us and it's nothing. I from now on, if anything were to happen to me, unless it is life threatening, I wouldn't send anybody to defend me. I wouldn't want them to defend me because mandatory 10 years, that's absolutely insane. Now let's move over to the psychological part. You have to be out of your damn mind to really sit there on national TV after you just did what you did. And the other thing is that when he did the reunion, other trans jumped in to protect her because they were like, you don't have a right to put your hands on her. That's crazy. And he was offended by that. So you've had time in between the reunion you did and this interview to say, I'm a male physique. I probably shouldn't put my hands on women. And instead you come on and say that 5 trans men, trans were unalived. Do you know how many women are unalived? And it's no big deal to him. And she's saying, it's just not okay across the board. They then go on to say, and this is the last one, it's our fault. How sway? It's our fault. But did you catch the reasons why? Did you listen? See, I don't have an earring because I had to listen. Did you listen? The reason why is because if we see a picture or one little thing, stop right there. How did I see a picture? Why did I care about a picture? That means you were cheating, right? So it would be the same if it was a female, a cow, a dog. But guess what? I cannot compete with a male. I can't compete with the male. You can't tell me that you're sorry about a male. That is what you are interested in, and that is what is appeasing to you. I can't be that. So on top of that, you have lied. And now let's bring it full circle. Generally, the biggest crowd around exposing and things like that is who? That's why a lot of them are unalived, because they want to expose people. They want to out them to their wives, and they want to do these things because they want to be the wife. They want to be a woman. Otherwise, why would you want to expose them? So how dare you say it is our fault that the things that happen to us, not only by that community, but by the males that should protect us, we're in relationships with, married to, those type of things, that when we find those things, we are supposed to create a safe space for them and understand what is going on. No, my job as a Christian, as a woman, as a family member, is to support and love on the ones that I love. If it's my brother, if it's my cousin, if it's my uncle, that's who I'm supposed to love. Not the motherfucker that's cheating on me. Off the rip, because you're cheating on me, you deserve nothing. Y'all. So go watch the whole interview on TashaK.com. It is $12 a month, but you can see other things on TashaK.com, and it's some really good interviews. So if you want to see some stuff, just like wait until you really want to see one. This is what I do. I save a coin. I wait until the end of a season or something like that. That way I could just blow it out and watch the whole thing at one time. That's just me, but that's what I do. Saves money. Just saying. So let's take a look at the next clip, which is actually from a previous, not interview, but a previous show that I did that was with Kasha and the famous homie. So let's take a look at this clip next. No. Yes. This is funny, y'all. I don't know if I'm. Oh no, I didn't upload it. Okay, so hopefully you saw it in my clips today. So it was the one where Kasha and I and Ram were talking, and we were talking about. Hold on, y'all. I gotta check. Bear with me, Lord Jesus, because I really could have swore that I put it in, but if I didn't, I could do it right now. So I will actually go to the next clip. I'm saying work with me, people. I don't have no editors and shit. I'm tired. I'll be tired a lot. Here we go.
You don't know who's messier, you or me. So let's just make it all messy, okay? We finally got Selena Powell in the motherfucking wine cellar.
I was with Fetty Wap and Waka Flocka.
And you with Waka Flocka while he was with Tammy?
Yes.
And you had a conversation with Tammy?
Yes.
And gave her the receipt?
Yeah, I gave her the receipts and everything. I didn't know celebrities like you and like don't talk to you after.
How long did you and Offset fuck around though?
That was it.
That was it?
Girl, that was it. He hated me.
It was Snoop Dogg in the video, and he was snorting lines off of your chest.
And I FaceTimed him. He answered with his full face on the camera.
Sorry, I'm like in the middle of getting ready right now. I'm not ready no question. I just want to have right
now. He was very married at the time.
I found out he was married when he flew me out for the BET Awards, and on stage he's thanking his wife. I'm like,
how was 50 Cent in that?
I remember Good Dick. That's why I could tell you my good dicks.
Okay, Good Dicks.
Yeah, Young Thug, #1.
You f***ed Emin? Bitch, you are the Black Willow. How did you meet Emin though?
Through DMs. Everything is through DMs.
He hit you in the DM?
Girl. DMs are the easiest thing. That's why I exposed
Now Tiana is so unproblematic, but I've told her she need to stop letting bitches in her bed.
Like,
now you were in a bathroom stall with Lil Meech giving him head.
You know, you have to give your man head wherever you're at.
Now, academics. I've seen him like in a tape online, and his belly is really huge. It's hairy. His dick was kind of small. He had to stay close.
Kinda. It's so small, babe. Literally the smallest dick ever. Oh my god. I'm so mad that I just fucked him too.
How long were y'all together? Because y'all was like in a relationship.
Bro, he's gonna deny being with me, but like that man would literally have a fucking heart attack if he ever saw me with anybody else. He would always call me, always text me, like always making sure I'm good. He's told me he loved me. He's in love with me. He's kissed me. We fucked raw. Like we've cuddled. Like I've slept with him like overnight. We've cried together.
Fired right now,
babe. Like we've cried together. Like.
What did you cry about? What did you cry about? We did see him crying recently over.
No, I've had him in the hotel room.
Okay.
And we're like locked eyes and we're talking and crying together.
Y'all be.
Yeah, no, that's.
Y'all be hoes for real.
Maybe
the preacher's kids.
I was sheltered, like sheltered. And then when one thing did happen to me when I was like 14, it just got like worse. So like I was really sheltered.
You have to catch the whole interview on 𝒀𝒐𝒏𝒆.com. I will say for the latter part, we don't know what that leads into, but we can only guess what it leads into for her. So for any victim that's out there for those things, get therapy. Any parent that's going through it or family member with a child, get therapy for your child, because different things can impact you as an adult and they can come up later and they're just not fair. Right. So I do want to acknowledge that because it played in the clip. Now let's take it back. OK, so anybody that's going for a money grab, these things have been said forever. Right. It's very interesting to me that when you make a certain amount of money, you are automatically a target, right? You are already set apart. Different things can happen to you, and you kind of have a dollar sign on your forehead, right? When you make a certain amount of money. And I would even add those athletes, if you're any type of child star, any of those things, and if you come from a family with money, anytime there's money involved, because there's the love of money is the root to all evil, right? In cases like these, let's just use the obvious. Let's use Diddy as an example, right? When he did some of these things that he was accused of, he was already in line to be somebody, right? And I'm wearing pink because it's Pink Friday. Just want to throw that out there. But I heard the album's trash. Y'all tell me. So when you know that you are in line to have this destined future, because he was already in a particular space, right? So even in that space, he was vulnerable. Instead of looking at things like that you are vulnerable, the love of money is the root to all evil, right? You have yes people around you. Your ego starts to take over. God forbid you were the ugly duckling, rejected, been through some things, have things in your past, anything that could make you feel like, because I have this power now, either I can get these things, I can do this thing, I can get these people back, I can make people feel how I felt. It's all sorts of reasons, right? We know in the case with R. Kelly, he had things happen to him in the past that should have never happened to him. Once you start doing things to hurt other people, there's two things can exist, and you're still guilty of these things, and we're still going to hold you to the fire for these things. If you would have gotten help, that wouldn't have been the case. So it's a little bit different. I think that there should start being some coaching, because the way that things work now, you could come back years later, and for a lot of these women, I think that it is the case. I've been very transparent with, when I was in high school, I dated an older man. He was a man, but was he late in his manhood? No, he was in college, but it's still an age difference, right? That still can come back later to bite you. These girls are not innocent. I'm sorry. They're not innocent. They are not, they should not have received the treatment that they got. They shouldn't have been treated a certain way. But some of those things you signed up for, right? We know it because when girls is listening to Suki, when they replaying the shit, when they dancing in the club, when they telling you can't keep your man because you're not doing X, Y, and Z, it's things that they doing short of sleeping with a zebra, right? The problem is, because of who you are, now later, they're going to come back and say that you made them do these things, right? And God forbid one person come out and say something and it's proven, or you settle, or anything like that. Now you have marked yourself, and anything anybody says, everybody's going to believe it. That's just the way it works in the era of social media. What I would like to point out, and tell me what you guys think, is it's social media wasn't around back then. Social media wasn't around back then. So with social media not being around, it was either a case that was presented, it was handled between two people, it went to court, and whatever happened, right? Now we have the court, judge, jury, prosecutor, executioner of public opinion. I would like to think things would be different going forward, but because people are continuing to do things, they're continuing to act invincible. JoJo, I'll ask you for where you are. You are considered a high earner. You do not have children. You are not a whole fool around here, and you're just at the tip of where you're going. Would you put yourself in a position for somebody to be able to come back later and say, he took advantage of me and sue you?
Absolutely not. Absolutely
Because you
not.
have value now, right?
Because I realized where I came from, how much it took for me to get here. And so at this point, I have things to lose. And when you have things to lose, you're kind of invested, at least in the vetting process, and making sure you're really taking the time to figure out who you're associating with and how you're doing it. And so for someone that has a lot to lose, coming from the places I come, especially that a lot of people rely on me at this point, you really have things to lose. So you kind of apply yourself to make sure you're trying to figure out who you're associating yourself with, and making sure it's a long-term investment, something that's going to pay dividend to you later on down the line, as opposed to turn around and bite you in the butt later. Now, you don't always get it right, but you
Right.
definitely approach it that way every single time.
So I love that you added that last part. I really do. You don't always get it right. But let me tell y'all something. So they're coming for Petey Pablo. Petey Pablo got right on and recorded a video that said, y'all could come for me if you want to, because whatever you have to say about me is a damn lie. I'm so strict. I make the kind of music I make. And because of that, and because of the audience of my dancers, I've had strict rules my entire career. If you come to dance for me, you came to dance for me. Don't be in my friend spaces, my entourage, my crew, my nothing. Don't hook up with them. Don't nothing while you're here, because you are working. I have caught people and I've sent their butts back home on a plane because you are here to work and not put me in a jeopardizing position. Then he showed a clip of somebody trying to take like a picture with him or whatever. And I think they was trying to sit on his lap, and he repositioned her away from him. So it's very clear. So that last part, you don't always get it right. But guess what? If you get it right 80% of the time, 70% of the time, and these things come out, you will have done your due diligence. You can show you're a business. Even Diddy, that is a business. So if I was hooking up with people, it still would have been a business. I wouldn't have been as lax as he was. But again, his ego took over, and his appetite for being able to control people and get them to do what he wanted them to do superseded him even thinking about who relied on him. That was another good point. Your employees, your family, your kids. One day this is going to come out. You have daughters.
Now, your employees, I mean, I guess you don't have to care about them as much, but all these people that rely on you, your business, I mean, money and access will do things to people. You get so much money, you think you're untouchable. Perhaps that's what got to him, the amount of money. And when you make that kind of money, what happens is that you probably believe or think that you're so untouchable or invincible, you can protect yourself with all that money, only to realize you can lose it in the blink of an eye. You really can. It doesn't matter how prepared you think you are. What will happen is they'll come after all of it. And so you would have to make sure you put yourself in a position that is not compromising for you short term and long term, especially those who like to play the long game. Those who like playing the long game are the ones who are going to do their due diligence, making sure these things don't come back and bite them in
Right.
the butt.
To me, I would think after you make a certain amount of money, get in certain careers and things like that, you need to have, I would like to call it like a down to earth team around you, a team around you that provides you with therapy, because I'm sure it's a lot of stress because you see things that you don't want to see. And to keep you going on the right path, because he clearly had a lot of yes people around him in his instant. But then let's just talk about normal people. Normal people have some, I call us normal people because the demons we fight are different. And so it's things that we face in our everyday life as well that also contribute to some of the decisions that we make, because you could be your hood thousandaire, you could be the person out of the neighborhood that made it out of the family that made it out, and so you're kind of treated with that king or queen mentality as well, like the savior, and so you can adapt to some of those same traps, behaviors, and so on. So Tasha shared a story and brought up a great point. So I am going to play that now, and then we are going to talk about it, what it looks like for us everyday thousandaires. I don't have $1,000 to save my life.
Yes, ma'am, if you take me, don't that. You do that type of nigga. But there's guys that I rejected at the gas station. Yeah. They are aggressive. The guys are aggressive. And that's facts too. Niggas they don't take no. Yeah, they don't tell that part for an answer. You respectfully decline, and you still a ugly bitch that ain't got. You call it ugly bitch, yeah. Or whatever. I become ugly. I'll knock you out right now. You want to knock me out? Just because I said no? God damn. Right. So sometimes it's safe to just when I was in a relationship, he's like, "Just get the number. Yeah. When we get to the house, block it. Right. That's it. I'd rather you come home safe. Right. It's not that deep. The guys be like, can I pump your gas? No. Can I pay for your gas? Okay. No, I have a man in this. This is kind of holler. I'm trying to get this. Or they pull out money like, no, I'm good. You can't even reject, some of them. Especially once they start with money. It's like that ego is different. But it's just crazy because guys say they hate gold diggers, but that's the first thing they go to.
And that's my complaint. If you leave with money, why are you mad that she wants that?
That's true.
You live with that. That's what your appeal is. Just like a woman, if you leave with being blowjob Betty, don't be mad if that's what the main thing that he wants from you. That's what he pulled you in for. Okay? I'm saying. You better not ever get tired. Okay?
Don't get the head tight. Keep it up.
Just saying. You better get a doctor's note.
So the male ego, that male ego is out of control, broke. It's out of control with regular money. So that is, I can't imagine some of the things that those people have to go through, because I know of people that the man pays most of the bills, and it's never a time that she doesn't know that he's paying most of the bills. It's very interesting that with the dynamic of some males, they truly believe they have the right to do certain things. They have the right, and it's met with aggression. It's met with behaviors that you shouldn't have towards a woman. And you feel like you're winning at that point that you're winning, but you don't ever worry or think I could go to jail for this. Why would you put yourself in a position to lose everything? Because it only takes one piece. Cassie wasn't stupid. Cassie wasn't like the other girls. But Cassie wasn't like the other girls because Cassie has a Caucasian husband. That motherfucker had a plan from the beginning. Let's never forget who he is, okay? They went for the businesses. So where we be like, oh, I put my money in my LLC. They can't get to it into my corporation. When I try to tell the people that don't protect you from nothing but a due diligence will, like JoJo said, if you had a friend, if you had somebody around you that you noticed that, they just got promoted to manager. Because that's all it takes for anybody if you have an ego, that's all it takes. They get promoted to manager and they start making advances at their employees and asking for different things. And he was telling you about it and bragging about it and telling you, oh, you should come and enjoy it with me. You make good money. You could do this. You should enjoy it. What would you say? What would you do?
Yeah. I think there's a a lesson here. Really, the money, whether it's a million or 1,000, I think a lot of people, the money really reveals really who they are really. And so you come up with on a little change, you do good for yourself, you find yourself being above most. You know, if you're a man today, you know, I would presume, you know, you have your own place, you drive your own car, you don't have to beg for anything. If you're a man like that today, I would consider it just being an adult. You're just doing what you're supposed to do. But compared to other men who don't have it, so you know, you're feeling yourself a little bit. A girl comes to you, you know, she needs a little bit. Now you have this power trip or whatever the case may be, and that just reveals who they are really. And so there are guys like that. I'm not going to lie. I live in the skin, and with all that power that we have as men, I mean, there are some guys like that who really feel as though, um, um, I guess you and I come from a time where we still believe in decency.
Yeah.
And I don't think that today, I don't know that that's um, in the forefront of the culture as a whole. I don't think so. You know, these old school values, honor, chivalry, and you know things like that. The kids nowadays, I don't think people nowadays care about these things anymore. Young and old. I don't know. Maybe that's really the conversation we're supposed to have, where it comes from, why it's like that. But I don't think people believe in these things anymore.
I don't think so. And that was my point of playing that clip and me saying what women do as well as what men do. Because for the men I love, um, if there are women around that I felt like were gold diggers or weren't there for the right reason, I voice it because it's my job as their sister, their cousin, their niece to tell them what I see in that woman because I'm a woman. And whether I do those things or not, I could probably see it a lot faster than you. And my job is to protect you the same with my sight and everything. And just like your job is to protect me with your hands and your insight, because you could give me better advice about a male than I could see. Is there a certain type for both of you? Is there a certain type? It is, Mommy. It's no morals. It's none. And we'll get into that. So with Mommy saying moral, Ron, quit making that face. You look like that one cartoon character. Is there have you ever had a woman approach you and you knew that something was off? Or I know Ron has shared it before that she did too much before the date and you backed up, but share a story of the one that was giving you fellatio in the parking lot before y'all even had an appetizer.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't forget things. I don't forget things. But okay, so Ron, you share a story, a different one of a woman that did too much and it made you automatically think. And tell us what you thought. Were you thinking this could never be my wife, or this can't even be my girl? Like, what were you thinking, and what made you push away?
Okay, so I'm gonna make a comment on a previous conversation real quick.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I think I don't think for mass of people, I don't think money changes people. I think an asshole is an asshole. I think
that's what JoJo said.
Allows you to be that asshole at the highest capacity. You know what I mean? Like, if you like I hear one rapper say like, a bitch nigga is a bitch nigga. It don't matter if he rich. He's a bitch nigga, rich or poor. Like if you're an asshole, if you're a person that abuse your power or try to hurt people or do stuff to people, you do that. You gonna do that broke. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell that's P. Diddy. That's what he is. You know what I'm saying? He's an asshole. You know, he would have been an asshole if he was working at McDonald's. That asshole.
Right.
Asshole.
That's right.
You know
I think so.
Yeah. You know,
it's like in his face almost. Like I don't know how to explain it.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to say about that. But I'll get to this story. Yeah, so you know, I was jumped off my got out of my relationship and started, of course, dating and going out and stuff. So I'm new out there, you know what I mean? I'm not used to really interacting with other women to that level. So meet her on the dating app. We have a couple texting conversations. We set up the dinner for TGI Fridays, something simple. It's a meet and greet, first time meeting, you know what I mean? And we both bonded over, we smoke. So before we pulled up, he was like, Tex, you want to smoke? Yeah. She said, come get in my car. So I was like, all right, go get in the car. We slide up or whatever. And she just looking at me like, I kind of felt it. She was looking at me like, man, I can't wait. Like, and I'm just like, am I tripping? So midway through the blunt, she tells me to get out of her car and come around to the driver's side. And I was just like, okay. So then I came around to the driver's side and she said, pull your dick out. And I was like, right now, right here? She was like, yeah. I was
violating my brother.
I'm looking around. I'm in Ontario, you know what I'm saying, by the school, by the airport. I'm like, man, it's all type of white folk. And I'm like, she's like, what being scary? I'm like, oh, that's what you on?
Pressure.
Right. So, I go ahead and do it. And, I thought she just wanted to like see or touch. She goes down and just starts. She was slurping. I'm like, oh, you doing this right here? I'm nervous. Like, I couldn't even get into it because motherfuckers is walking by. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? She was like, just relax. I'm like, how do I relax? What the fuck? And I was like, look, can we go get a
Is that exhibitionist? Is that an exhibitionist? Is that considered? Because people was passing by. Mommy said that's nasty. And it is. That's nasty.
we ain't even had a meal yet. I'm over here like,
right. Oh my God.
And how did it make me
What's
feel?
nasty? Is it doing it in the car or
that's
is it
my mama? You better watch that question.
It was the first time.
Well, you know what? I mean, how it
no,
made me feel.
Not even because it was in the car. But
yeah, I didn't automatically be like, okay, because I don't really, I'm not quick to call somebody a hoe or a hood rat and all that other stuff. So I wasn't on that. It was just like
that would be sexy between a couple.
Yeah,
like if that's what you want to do.
I could have came from Susie Mae house down the street and just got done smashing her, and you over here trying to give me service. Like, you don't know where my shit was. So I'm thinking on that level, like, you're not even being smart. You're not even thinking, with some hygiene. Like, what if I didn't wash my ass? Like, you don't know me. So that was what I was thinking. Like, yeah, I don't think we could, we could reach that. We had a nice dinner and everything, and I ended up going to her house and smacking like maybe the next week. But after that, it was just like she was a cool lady. She had good money. She worked at a nice, she had a nice career. You know what I mean? She was worked for the city. You know what I'm saying? It had an office in downtown. I won't say the city because if she watches, she's gonna be like, oh,
that's a perfect example of a man don't care what a woman makes.
No,
that's what is meant by if you do things that knock it out. It's not that y'all don't care what we make, because you support us, you care. We need to contribute. But if you do those things, I don't care what you make. Got it now. I could not understand. Got it.
She had a 5-bedroom house. She made well over $100K, maybe close to 2. You know what I'm saying? She had it, and I didn't care about none of that. I mean, I'm not a gold digger. Like, I'm not about to go get somebody because they got some money. That shit don't excite me. So, yeah, I just couldn't. That was what I was thinking. I was like, you're not very clean, and you take too much. You don't know me. So I wasn't feeling that at all. I wasn't feeling it.
Where's my band?
That happened to me twice. Someone else did it too. And yeah, at Roscoe's in Anaheim.
Oh,
yes.
Not at the Roscoe's.
At Roscoe's, and this is in Anaheim, in dead dog in the middle.
The bougie one.
It at 12. It was in a daytime too. This other one was a nighttime. This one was at a daytime, and she forced me to finish too. She wouldn't stop. She was like, "I'm not stopping until you finish." I was like, "Oh, yeah." So of course I didn't end up, making her my girl either, because That's cool, but it's just a little. We just when we're just dating, that's a little too much. I'm sorry. Most niggas would be like, "Oh, nigga, you weak, you scared." Nah, nigga, that's too much for me. Sorry.
No, you're not. That's a good caller. Can I just say that my jawline right here is amazing? I have great cheekbones. That's the Native American in me. No makeup. I just want to call it out. Okay, JoJo, listen, sir. I need to cut this light down a little bit because this light is getting hot. Y'all be doing too much. I can't take it. Go ahead. What's your story, nasty? What you do?
Yeah, we met online. We spoke for a little bit, and when I pulled up, she didn't look anything like what I thought she was gonna look like. I wasn't attracted at all, and it was one of those, if I do this, he's gonna like me, kind of a thing. And I knew that's what he was. I knew that's what he was, and I took it anyways, and then in the car. And after that, I wasn't attracted anyways because she didn't look. It was one of those where she took a whole bunch of pictures only showing this. She wasn't showing the rest. So, you know, in a man's mind, you're imagining what it's going to look like. You're imagining what it's going to look like. You go over there and it is nothing like the pictures, but I took it anyways. So it was one of those. That happened to me a few times.
So y'all don't say no at first.
It's kind of hard. It's hard to like say no, like because you also
you called JoJo. That's what Twin said.
You know what I mean?
You had a Kermit the Frog. He's had a top up only. I cannot. Yes, a nasty career one. Oh my gosh! Listen, so it's fair to say that most men don't have no damn sense because you should have told them no to begin with. They put you in a compromising position because let me tell y'all didn't know if they had something in their mouth. You didn't know if they had something too. So you put yourself in a This is what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'm wondering how many men say no because when I hear the stories from men, it's like, oh, I did it that one time. And you know what? I think it goes back to something that Ron said. What did she say? Quit being scary or something like that. Yeah. So it's pressure on the man's side as well, because you want to untie that, not deal with them or whatever. But in the event that this person has any more access to me, at the very least, they won't be able to say I was no punk or scary or this and that. My point is, do you know how many times it just took one time for somebody to lose their whole scholarship or or get AIDS or anything like that? And I get that it's the mouth. So sometimes people don't think about the mouth the way they do the vagina, but there could be things in her mouth too. It could be a setup. Anybody doing something like that? It could be a setup to distract you while somebody rob you, something like that. Like today, things are just way too bad. Huh?
At that age, the age that I was at the time, and again, I think for a lot of men, it's the realization when you have shit to lose. Because back then, I was broke, I was going to school, I wasn't getting it like, I wasn't getting it. So when you get it, it's like, oh, okay, let me just,
that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Just like we tell the ladies, I'm telling y'all, you have value no matter what. This is what I'm trying to say.
Let me just get this because I don't know when I'm gonna get it again. I was in college, I was broke, I was sharing an apartment with some other guys and girls at that time. If you don't have a car, they're not talking to you. If you don't have your own place, they're not talking to you. If you don't, so for you, it's for me at that time. If I can look back, it's like, look, I ain't had shit to lose, so now I got shit to lose. Yeah,
not shit that you didn't think about. Because for the younger people that are listening, you do have something to lose. Your life is the highest value that you have.
Absolutely.
But because we are here in this space, because I got stories too, but the question is for males, or questions are for males. So I'm staying on that side and asking them questions. Y'all know I don't lie, I'm vulnerable. But the point is, I don't think enough time is spent telling men, hey, you know, you have value when you did this. You know, you put yourself in this situation and look how it turned out. Because Diddy is an extreme on the financial side, but think about how many high school boys went out and messed with a little white girl, had their, not only their scholarship taken, their future taken, they sat in a jail. And then a couple of years later, after Becky's mama was done spending that money that she got from the school district, now she want to come on TV and say she was wrong, but they let them bitches walk up out that court, and that baby's life was done. And that literally just came out in Long Beach, you know?
Destroyed.
So we want to tell our young people that, and obviously this doesn't apply if you're in your cute little relationship or younger, or when you get older and you're in a monogamous relationship. But these jump offs, or these people that you feel like is using you for something, you got to get away from those kind of people, because they probably are. They probably are. And you may look at it like, well, she using me for my money, but I ain't gonna give her shit. As long as she got her body, like Mom said earlier, what did she say? She said, power is on both sides. Women use it too. We use our bodies. Because guess what? I could give you my body today and tell the world tomorrow that I didn't give it to you, that you took it.
Mm-hmm.
That's your money right there. That's your future right there.
That's the power. Yeah.
But it's the power. Women is wicked. Women is wicked, and we see it. Like, this shit ain't no game.
See, I didn't know that before I came here. I didn't know that.
That women was wicked.
I didn't realize that.
You gotta out chess the chess player. Like, it's sad that you gotta do that. So like, to protect myself, I got paper trails. Like, anybody that I ever been intimate with,
that
I got
part.
Several text messages.
Hit them up the next day.
Yeah, I got all that. I got pictures. I got saying that I want you to do X, Y, and Z to me. I got all that. Like, I got all of it. You can't sit up
for real.
I will expose you. Don't have me
for
expose.
real.
Don't have me leak the iCloud on that ass, because I will. Like, don't play with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not finna have nobody making up no stories about me. I got proof. I got receipts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm outplay you, out chess you, and that's just being young. Like, I think I felt more of, you know, being brand new to the dating scene.
And social media wasn't around back then, y'all, when we was coming up. It wasn't like that, like it is now. It wasn't no come up all like this now. This is new.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's just, you know, the pressure of I really didn't know back when I was doing all that, I didn't know what I was doing. I was fresh out. Even I was old in age. I was young in dating, because I got in a relationship at 20 years old and stayed in it till about 34, 35. So,
right.
You know, 33, 34. So I can't remember the fucking years, but a long time, the majority of my adulthood. So, you know, I was young in that scene. So I thought, oh, is this what it is? Is this what we supposed to be doing? Okay, all right. You know,
for me, where I came from,
know shit like that now. Like, I wouldn't.
Right. No, you're very careful now.
Yeah. For me, where I came from, it was so hard to get it. You know, the culture and the family, and it just doesn't happen like that. And so you come here and like, oh my God, on the first date, you get a kiss on the first date, you get to do this on the first date. Oh, really? And you know, she's free. She knows what she wants. I know what I want. I find her attractive. She's attractive, and then so we doing it. But you're right. I'm not asking myself the questions. Where is she coming from? What does she have on her, in her?
Hell, if this bitch is pregnant today and trying to pin it on me.
You know, so on and so forth. And so I wasn't thinking. I really wasn't.
And most of us wasn't younger.
Especially if you're going all the way, because I know a lot of the women that I've been intimate with, like, majority of them was like, we did it on the first day we kicked it. Like, the first actually, in half of that time, I wasn't expecting it, honestly. Like, I didn't even go there with the intentions to do that. You know, the shit just, I mean, I don't know what the fuck happens, and we just end up doing. I'm like, damn, like, I barely met you, and we already doing all that. Like, damn, all right. Shit.
They don't even have your address.
Exactly.
Your license plate, nothing, just crazy.
Man, that part.
I just think it's interesting, because I mean, even so with the case, it was two things one thing that stood out the most for me. The one thing that stood out the absolute most was my mom had pictures of the incidents of when I had been abused, blah, blah, blah. Everybody immediately saw a victim. I didn't see a victim in that. My first thing was,
why was she hoarding a picture?
Because she's not holding no pictures. My mama not holding no pictures. When something like that happened, it happened today. My mama not holding no pictures. She holding a gun, but she ain't holding no pictures.
Man, come on.
I'm gonna hold these until later. What is later? If he ever stopped paying? If you ever stop getting money from him?
Right.
Is that what it is?
The money.
Nobody noticed no holes in her story simply because of his reputation and his behavior. It only took a couple things to push the whole rest of the narrative, but nobody held her to the fire or accountable for areas where she was wrong.
Yeah.
It's the money. A lot of them, I've never seen that kind of money before. The access, everything else that comes with it. You know, they always ask
Well, she got for 10 years, which is why you can't make me believe she went with a personal trainer after being in that life for all of those years.
I mean,
that was a money grab.
Niggas gotta stop being stupid though. Don't put yourself in that position. Like Diddy, you stupid. You deserve that, bro. You did.
Absolutely,
bro. You stupid for even letting it get to that point because you doing some goofy shit. Like you deserve that. I can't even be mad at that. Like if you gonna put yourself in a position to get extorted, nigga, that's on you, bro. You could have avoided all of that by not acting like that. If you want to date and smash her, just date and smash her. Don't beat the fuck out of her and have her other niggas fucking her in front of her and jocking like, nigga, you doing too much. That's
you lost your mind.
You lost your fucking mind.
Like, you lost your mind. So whether she did it so that she could have nice things or not, it still doesn't take away from the fact that you are a demon and you had no right doing those things to any person, period. It makes no sense. I don't know. I can't even think of in like kinky relationships. I can't think of where any of those things.
I was just about to say.
Okay, good. Okay, tell me.
I was just about to say. I was going to say. You know, there's a world out there of people who do crazy.
So you
stuff.
saw me looking like I wonder if
I've seen it and so on and so forth, but. Usually there is a contract drafted, some type of, if it's verbal agreement, if it has to be recorded, well, because of the world we're in today, some of these things have to be agreed upon where we're going to understand that this is what we do.
Safe words, stuff like that.
Safe words, when it's too much, when to stop, when not to stop. I've seen someone's whole back being clipped with paper clips. Yeah, they're into that pain stuff, and and biting and blood, and I mean it's serious. There's some people out there that are into some things. So
So then let's take a second piece of that question. Then it goes back to what we're kind of talking about with him in particular. Sorry guys, this light is hot. With him in particular, it then becomes an ego thing. And when you allow your ego to take over what you feel like you can do because you have a certain thing, all rationale goes out the way.
I knew they were going to post it on
because if he makes that type of money, then he has to know that those type of places are around. He has access to anything that he wants. I'm sure he could have offered to even pay somebody to do some of those things that he wanted.
I'll tell you what it is. I can tell you what it is. When you make that kind of money, and you've made that kind of money for a long time, the challenge is you don't want to feel like you're paying for it because it's too easy. If you're getting it with the money is too easy. It feels too easy. And guys like the challenge.
Fight, that demon in you.
I want to be able to say that I wooed you and convinced you. Well, I don't know about all that. But I want to be able to say,
you're right, because it could have been I wooed you and convinced you, or it could be scared. You're right.
I said you.
Because it was an accusation.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I'm not saying
No,
it's
I didn't
wrong.
think about it, but you're right. It was accusations, and it is fair no matter what you think about somebody to use the right words.
That's right.
Even if you weren't here to tell us that. You're right. Thank you for correcting me. But this shit is wild. Let me tell you something, JoJo. You put your hands on me and I'm going to uppercut you. I don't care if you taller than me. I don't care if you bigger than me. Baby, listen, that one good hit that I get, I'm trying to tell you. And then I'm going to kill you. I don't think that's just not attractive to me. I don't know. I don't want to be hit.
I do like a little fight. I'm gonna pin you down, smack your butt a little bit. You'll be all right.
Regular, normal stuff.
Regular.
That's regular to me. That's like, where do people even think of this stuff? When you've made a deal with the devil, that's what you are. I'm sorry, but that man started looking different to me. I don't know if it's that I didn't pay attention to media as much, but when making the band happen, I don't care. That man looked different to me. He started to look scary to me, like a wolf. I don't really, if he's on TV or anything like that, I don't look directly at it. It's something about him that it makes me very uncomfortable. And I'm not even being funny. I've always felt like that. Like that spirit.
TV. I just thought it was TV. TV just to make, you want to make the numbers. So you create the drama, you create the stuff. Some people are just wild. That's just
they
really
said that was real. Reality TV at first was really reality TV.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was him
until it started to become scripted. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Diddy been Suge Knight. We thought Suge Knight was bad. It was Diddy the whole
He's
time.
good.
We thought
and he flipped that narrative too.
Yep. It was Diddy. He was the demon. So I don't even think he was just trying to make the show. That nigga was trying to show everybody, I'm that nigga. I'm motherfucking people. I remember, matter of fact, a certain part, he said, I can't remember the verbiage, but it was like going into the commercial, and it was something like he had his glasses on, and the way he looked at the camera, he said me, and he listed that's no, he was like Diddy. He had this look in his eye. I'm like, who the fuck this nigga think he is? Like,
I saw some behind the scenes footage. Anybody ever pay attention to that guy with the umbrella has just fell off?
Oh, Bentley? Yeah, where he at?
They showed behind the scenes footage of when he was there doing the assistant stuff for the show, and how Diddy was talking to him, and how, if you pay attention, a lot of people from the reality side, behind the scenes side, are the ones that are coming out saying, I saw that. That's true. I was treated like that. I didn't like it. Notice he don't have a lot of repeat people that work with him. Nobody hardly from that show came back to work with him again. That wasn't about making a band. That was about him showing the world, do you know who I am and what I could do?
That part.
I don't believe it, because then he would have showed more talent.
Right.
It wouldn't have been a joke to him like that. He wouldn't have tried to humiliate black men. We always talk about protect black men. Those babies was young and you humiliated them, not regular stuff. You allowed them to fight, real fight.
Over
and
bullshit.
then what happened? Mm-hmm. They had kids at home. Some of them was fresh dads. And you talking to them like they wasn't shit. Like, I didn't like that show. It was so bad.
It was bad.
And we was young.
We were young.
10 years later, guess what? 10 years later, on social media, that's what they're doing. They're recording themselves fighting now.
But that's their choice, though. Now they're doing it because they're stupid. Right. Anything that's your choice, I don't care. Yeah, I mean, I don't like it, but...
Yeah, but if at some point someone started it and they made it okay, and we ate it up, down the line, it starts getting into people's minds. Mm-hmm. I mean, the way media is right now, I really want people to be careful about the type of media that they consume.
Come on.
Or at least have the discernment. Once you turn that shit off, understand all of it is fiction.
Come on.
Turn that shit off and don't bring that stuff at home. But I don't know that a lot of people do that.
If you notice the climate, even in what we're seeing posted these last couple of weeks, has anybody paid attention to the decline in bullshit that we're seeing from celebrities or social media influencers and things like that? It's not as inundated. We haven't seen any new TikTok virals of little crazy things like that, except for crazy Suki taking the doggone Plan B pill, talking about it tastes like a Skittle. I think she's just a lost cause. But Young Miami not out. Like all the things that we're used to seeing, and especially with it being the holidays, more people would have posted more stuff and more would be bragging more. It's kind of quiet in that space. And not one person has come to his defense. How the girl you well, maybe they told her not to because it'll just ruin her, and she does have kids and it's not safe for her, but not even your ex-employees, not nobody that you help, like, oh, well, I had a good experience and I work with him and now I'm a millionaire. I have these things. Not one.
Not one.
Literally, not one.
Shameful.
That speaks to your, yeah, not at all. And in fact, even with the Cassie thing being over, a letter was just released from her friend recanting or recreating and wrote Diddy a letter about her 29th birthday and all the things he did before she even got there that had them scared of him.
Exactly.
Even if I just think that you need to, it's a reason why God says so many things. Book of Revelations, everybody will be offended. Well, now all I need to be is offended to win my lawsuit. I don't need to prove that it happened. I just need to be offended and convincing. As long as I'm a woman, I'm convincing.
True.
You are in immediate disposition by being a male. And if I'm a woman telling you that, I'm telling you the truth. I would never in my life do none of this stuff. Because I got to go home and deal with myself at the end of the day. And I got to walk around. I would never in my life. But for me to act like I don't see it in women, and I see it. And I see, oh, yeah, that was a setup. And it started right there. But guess what? We play off of y'all ego. We play off of where y'all need to be finessed. We play off. So some of the women, as Tasha K would say, oh ho. He is retarded. Oh ho was around for the party, the lifestyle. That was back in Bill Cosby days. They were showing up to those hotels at that time, knowing what was going to happen and all of that. But fast forward, they didn't realize a hoe don't have a 401k plan. A hoe wasn't ever the wife. So now you're looking at this man who's a billionaire, or this man that's leading this life that you are jealous of. And like I said, it could happen within any pay range. I could destroy you just because I don't want you to be happy as well. I don't want you to be happy. So I'm finna come tell your wife what happened. And I'm gonna say this your kid. And it don't have to be your kid. This kid is 30. But I could just say it's your kid. And now that I put that into your household and you had to get the test, guess what? That validated that I ain't lying.
For sure. For real.
And it we're just destroyed your whole family.
Yeah, and sometimes you didn't even do it, but just the fact that it's in the news, now you got to deal with it.
That's the sad part. That's what I'm saying. You only need the accusation. What this last one, all that girl did was put out a picture, said what her age was, and said these things happen. And they said, well, if it's a picture, it got to be true. Don't nobody think it's strange that she held on to these pictures for all of these years. You held on to them because it was good memories. You liked it. And I'm pretty sure if we go back and look at her social media, she's probably posted them.
Hella strange.
And said, you kept those pictures that whole time and that's something that hurt you. I don't have things for men that have hurt me.
Facts. No, I erase all
They're
that.
Gone.
All pain and memory.
They're gone.
Painful
and that's
memory.
regular hurt. The first thing you doing is getting rid of stuff. So you mean to tell me you kept a picture?
Yeah,
Because phones wasn't cracking back then. That was with a camera. That you kept the physical picture. Why?
You know, when I have conversations about that, the pushback that I normally get is, you know, you're not in the girl's mind. You don't know what she had to go through. You don't know what she had to struggle through.
That's why I'm a girl talking.
You know, fight or flight. Sometimes the fight, sometimes the flight. So you really don't know.
At the time of, I mean, that's what they're talking about at the time of.
And then you can't really tell somebody how they choose to handle something like that, and this and that and the third. So you should be able to
That's
come
true.
out and tell your story and so on and so forth. I get all that, but for the life of me, I'd rather go to the police than go to a lawyer 10 years later. Because if you go to the police, and a lot more people go to the police, now in the mind of everybody, if I do something, she's gonna go to the police with it. So I'll know not to do it. As opposed to, oh yeah, we did it and so what, and not think, oh, she can come back 10 years later. If I would rather you go to the police than go to a
So that's
lawyer
why the
10 years
Diddy girl,
later.
the girl that wrote the letter for Cassie, her friend, that's why she wrote the letter, because she was like, Cassie mentioned me without mentioning me, but he knows that's me. So I'm coming out because I'm scared, and I'm writing a letter, because if anything happens to me now, this is out here, and I feel like this offers me some type of protection. And it's why a couple of other people have said something as well. I can tell you, just like Kasha and I talked about in that video clip, at the time of, it is fight or flight. The same way we tell y'all to make it home, that's the way we have to make it home. So you may have to do things because you're trying to make it home. But I'm with you, JoJo. When I make it home, I'm calling my
Call the
people so they can
cops.
go with me, and I'm going
Yeah,
to the police.
I'm calling the cops.
I am. That's how I was raised. That's how the people around me was raised. That's the only way I can be protected, because if this person has power, who's to say that they're not going to come and do it again? It's a lady that did a show, regular person in the community. He repeatedly assaulted her. He did it. He came back and did it. He came back and did it. He kept coming back to do it until she said something. Like, yes, it's the type of shit that happens. You didn't hold on to those pictures. I'm with you, JoJo, and I'm with males. I'm with anybody who thinks this way, because it's not right. You didn't keep pictures, evidence, things like that, to hold on to it all these years in
Take it
case
to the cops.
20
Take
years
it to
from
the
now
cops.
you want to do something with it, because
Take it to the cops.
you didn't know there was going to be social media. Again, you didn't know this person was going to be, you didn't know it was going to be social media. Yeah, you just, because you could have did it then. He already made a lot of money then. So you could have did it then if that's what you was trying to do. But I think that's just the culture right now, is getting a quick money grab.
Yeah, you'll rather go to the lawyer. I mean,
I would rather go to a lawyer.
There's definitely blame to go around for everybody. Obviously, Didi takes the most of it.
Right.
If she's in a situation where she knows she's being taken advantage of and she doesn't like it, take it to the cops. If her family and the people she loves, the people who say they love her, if they love her the way they say, at least convince her, like, hey, I'm gonna go. I don't care what you say.
Well, we can't
My
say
mom
that.
would have took it herself.
Maybe,
she wouldn't ask her. Go ahead, Robert. I'm sorry.
Maybe some people did tell her to go, and she did. I mean, it's ultimately her decision. Maybe
Correct.
some people did be like, go to the police or whatever.
Correct.
Ultimately her decision. But I mean, sometimes,
because she didn't name none of them.
Yeah, so sometimes it's like it's a chess play. Sometimes you let it build up, and you hit this nigga hard. Like, this is the perfect time.
Take the money.
He think he's no.
But that's what he said. It is a chess play.
It's a chess play because she's hitting him where it hurts now. Like, he think he's untouchable. He on top of the world. He got all this bread, and she comes smack him. Now he losing this endorsement, he losing that endorsement. So maybe it is a chess play. She wanted to take this nigga down, like, and when she was ready to take him down, I'm gonna take this motherfucker down. And sometimes it gotta happen like that. Now this nigga ain't nobody fucking with him. He got to step down from a vote because don't nobody want to be partners with his crazy ass. So sometimes it is a chess play, and sometimes people are doing things with intent. So
but that's so long though, brother. It's so many people that got hurt in the interim. At least, to be honest, at least say I stayed in it because I did want my career. I did love him, and since it didn't go through, I want my money. At least just say that. Because that is what it is, Cassie. Stop fucking with us.
I think she's
like that.
telling us. I think she's saying that without saying it though. Like,
you think so too?
Yeah. I think if you know, you know. She's saying that without saying it. She like, yeah, I love that nigga. Yeah, I stayed. I wanted my career, but since it didn't work, nigga, I want my fucking money, nigga.
That's why she went for the corporations and included, and it was done like an. So they ended up circling back and saying exactly what I said was true. It's done as if she was an employee. That's how it sticks more. Remember we talked about that, JoJo, and I was trying to explain to you like the difference in states and different ways to make it go faster. Fastest way ever was to be an employee, which she was. She had the contract.
Ain't checkers, this is chess. Smart play.
And that good Caucasian man.
Right.
Yeah, I think that they probably had some kind of gentleman's agreement, and he was, giving her something, and he may have decided one day, look, it's been some time. I'm done. I want to move on from that. I want to do something else. I have these other girls.
Got married. Go live.
I have these other girls that I'm messing with. You married now. You're happy. I don't feel like I have to pay you, or I don't.
You're not in your 20s no more.
As much, and I'm gonna give you to the end of the year, so you're not gonna get anything. So she probably felt as though, okay, well, again, I don't know the details, but I would certainly think that that's probably what happened, where they had some kind of agreement. One of them, either him or her, changed the terms of whatever agreement they had, and then this story came out as a result of that.
I agree. Listen, even, I don't know, these days, even as a married woman, it's certain shit I wouldn't do because I wouldn't put my freedom in somebody else's hands. The days of honor amongst thieves, honor, your union holding what it should, being a best friend holding what it should. It seems like those days is over because a husband will turn their back. Yeah, and be all on social media telling all the business. Wives do it, be all up on there. But you lay next to that person and you supported them. You was right there, ride or die, Bonnie and Clyde with him. And now that y'all not together no more, y'all divulging all of each other's secrets and everything. It's like you're not safe nowhere no more. And that's insane to me. That it's almost a horrible way to live because you have to never trust nobody. You always got to move like you got opponents. You always got to move like everything you do is being recorded. It's just crazy. It's no way for anybody to logically protect themselves. So I'll end with saying, let's not be so harsh on people when things come out because they could have did a million things right and somebody exposed them for that one thing. And then you tell them that's what you get for trusting this person, but it be their husband, the person they had a kid with, their best friend, their mama. Like, stop coming down on the damn victim. In that case, they are the victim. Whether they did what they did was right or wrong, that's public opinion. Everybody do shit somebody else don't like. What I do is my fucking business if it don't hurt nobody else. But then somebody betray me, and that's cold. That's cold. That's cold. So that's my last thing. Try to stop being so hard on people when the shit do hit the fan. If they didn't do nothing to nobody else. Betrayal that's out of control right now. So that's it from me. That's my last opinion. Y'all got any questions, any comments, any other thing about this topic you want to discuss?
Well, I'm gonna just say,
as after I close, I guess JoJo could go first.
Yeah, no, I was just say, look, it's unfortunate things like that happen. Take care of yourself. Protect yourself the best way you can. Something happens, just go to the cops. Just go to the police. The way the world is today with cameras everywhere, it's easier that way. Just go to the police.
I mean, I don't fuck with the police, so I don't trust them, and I don't fuck with them, so I have a different opinion on that. But I think
what would you say do then if the girls came? Let's stop right there. If the girls came to you,
street justice. I mean, I know I'm not saying you got to go kill a motherfucker, but I like the civil lawsuit thing because that's when you can hit somebody where they hurt.
But you would still do it right away, right?
Yeah. It would be more of doing it more.
The point is do it right away.
In the moment. I'm gonna catch you in the moment. I'm gonna catch you in the moment, and we are gonna get some money out of it at the same time. So
okay.
And I think for the
I don't see nothing wrong with that then.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And for the public, I think at the end of the day, we can all have our opinions on why she did this or why she did that, but let's not miss the main point here. Let's not get off track here. Diddy is the wrong one. Let's stop not calling out these motherfuckers. Even as
we did. That was the last one.
Men, we have to start calling out other men and stop making excuses for them and stop trying to make them seem like they was right. And no, we got to call out these niggas. So men, we got to do better and hold these niggas accountable, because I'm very disappointed that I did not see not one fucking rapper outside of 50 Cent say something about this shit publicly and renounce Diddy. Like, how are y'all niggas so quiet about this shit? Y'all doing it too? So,
absolutely they are.
Yeah. So I think we need to go ahead and remember who's a wrong one, who's a right one here, and handle that accordingly. Sis, you want me to close us out?
Yeah, but let me say one more thing. Yes, he is accountable. Women, you have the responsibility. See, this isn't an accusation of point blank. It's the responsibility to protect yourself, to not put yourself in these positions, to stay out of them as much as possible, to not return to them. You are responsible for your safety. That's totally different. Right. You are also men. There's some of you that are not guilty, but because of the things you did and you didn't protect yourself, you are responsible for what happened. It's a cold ass world, and we've all determined that. So we all got to start moving differently. So unless it's a case like this one, the other people aren't guilty. We just got to make better decisions. That's it. We
as people. And one more and one last thought about that.
Okay.
Silence is betrayal. If you're around this type of shit and you know what's going on and you don't say nothing, it's like when Cassidy said, "Oh, I know niggas that did way worse than this," and they ain't. Wait, pause. You know niggas that did way worse than Diddy and you ain't say nothing about it? You ain't.
So it's responsibility. Thank you.
You feel me? Let's silence is betrayal. If you said, that's like I hold the cops to the same standard. If you claim you're a good cop, you ain't never shot nobody, you ain't never did none of that, but you're around a department that's doing it and you turn a blind eye to it, you're just as guilty. So let's take accountability and let's do better, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. Catch us again next week, and see y'all soon.
See you soon. Good night.